I love it when a podcast all comes together with a flow. And that's exactly the theme today. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm here to explain it to you. Selena Gomez's tears, the water in California, and in Trump's Gulf of America. Somehow, some way, the water is all flowing together. And all the topics are flowing together. But what does it all mean? Well, people are talking about this stuff, and you need to know what the hell they're talking about, and that's why I exist. So here we are. Thanks for finding Wicked Radio. Trust me, it'll all come together. Plus, at the end of this one, we're going to talk about truly a beautiful love story. Speaking of California, out of the fires there. It's truly a story of love from the ashes. And even if you have a hardened, jaded heart like I do, after following so many of these stories over the past couple of decades, this one might even get to you. Maybe. We'll see. It's a beautiful story, though. But thanks for finding Wicked Radio audio podcast up and running. Thanks for the downloads and the shares and the listens and the 5-star reviews. Really appreciate that. Wherever you get them, too. That's iHeart, Apple Pods. What's the other one? I don't know. Wherever you want to find them. They're whatever platform. You can't escape the thing. Also, as a live stream replay here on X as well. Same deal. Thanks for the follows and shares and all that good stuff. It's on YouTube and Facebook now under Wicked Wisdom. All right, all of that crap. Let's get to it. Let's get to the stuff that actually matters. You've heard people talking about Selena Gomez. You probably have people in your life saying, she's so brave. It's amazing what she did. It was incredible. And then you got other people criticizing her. And a lot of people even in the media who are criticizing her. And here's what it's all about. And I was actually wondering which of the celebrities, which of the entertainment folks would come out and criticize the deportation policy first in the biggest possible way. And a lot of them have done it, obviously. But I mean the biggest possible way that made the biggest impact that most people are talking about so far. And it turns out our winner is a now deleted video she made yesterday and put on Instagram. And I'll get to the deleted part here in a second because I think it's very relevant to the story. She went on there and she expressed her feelings and her sorrow, I guess, for the people who are being deported in a very, impactful kind of way. And the video sounded like this.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. They don't understand.
But isn't that it? She doesn't really understand. I know she was blubbering there. And I'm not here to make fun of her emotional turmoil. That's not my job. It's not me. It's not what I would do. And anybody in that kind of condition, they shouldn't be made fun of for that at all. My takeaway is this. She's obviously upset about, and what she said there, if you heard through the tears, was, my people, I don't understand, and I'm so sorry. That was basically the theme of it. And I get that. Here's the interesting part to me that's fascinating. It's a now deleted video, but we got a hold of it, obviously, in the sound because the internet lives forever. So once something is posted, anything, it lives forever and you can find it. That's just a matter of fact. And a good tip, by the way. Don't ever post anything you don't want to resurface later. So she got rid of it. Now, usually, at least from my experience, whenever you have somebody from the celebrity world who deletes something, it's usually one of two cases. The fan backlash was so strong that they realized themselves, I made a big mistake. I got to delete this video. I have to stop this or, whatever, to try to stop the damage, right? Or, in most cases, it's a publicist or it's a manager or it's somebody close to the celebrity that has a vested interest in that person's career. In other words, somebody that also, their livelihood is dependent on the celebrity. I hate to be so cold about it, but that's usually how these things work. Somebody got to her and told her to delete the video, and it has been deleted. But like I said, the internet lives forever, so that's how we got a hold of the video. Now, it could be one of two things. But in either one of those cases, either the fan backlash or a manager or a publicist got to her and they said, hey, Selena, you gotta get rid of that because it's not a good look. Now, let me ask you this, in your opinion, just as you get the facts about Selena Gomez and her heartfelt video, let's put it at 2 to 3 years ago. 3 years ago, do you think she would have deleted it? With the backlash, with the awareness out there about the open border and the immigration policy, would it have been so strong that a publicist or herself or somebody or the fans would have wanted her to delete that video? I don't think so. I think whoever got her to delete that, maybe it was just herself, realized this whole support, and the polls support this, by the way, mainstream news polls as well, the whole support for the deportation plan is really strong in this country among most people, because throughout the whole election, remember that little election we had a couple of months ago in November? Yeah, you remember that? As it turns out, the illegal immigration and open border issue, it was way, way more impactful than anybody realized at the time. Even the nerdy political people or the pollsters or the people that actually study this stuff, they thought it was like maybe a top 5, top 3 issue. You got to look at this kind of stuff now and realize among support and among how people really felt about this, whether they were outspoken about it or not, open border might have been the number one issue coming out of this election and why people voted the way they did. It really might have been. So to delete the video really says a lot. Now, interesting response last night from Tom Homan. You've seen him in the news a lot lately. He's the director of ICE. And in some cases, Tom Homan is actually in some of these immigration raids on the street. I've seen him in a video in Chicago. I saw him in New York. He's all over the place. Actually, at the ICE arrests with some of the hardened criminals that are in our country and shouldn't be, and getting them the hell out of here. Well, he responded directly in an interview, which I'm pretty sure was on Fox last night, addressing the Selena Gomez video and the reaction so far. And the takeaway on this was no apologies.
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list.
Yeah, I forgot he actually said that himself, too, what we just said. That was number one. I'm convinced of it right now. Talk about anything. The economy obviously was huge, right? Government efficiency and taxation. People's money in their pocketbooks. But number one, as you look back, and if people now feel safe about talking about it, if you talk to most people in your life, if they voted for Trump, if they voted the way that they did vote, they'll probably feel safe enough to tell you now, oh, it was that border. It was that open border issue. And I think circling it all back, I think that was the reaction that got back somehow, some way to Selena Gomez on that, for sure. Trump was speaking again last night. The guy has not stopped. I don't think he sleeps. And he was at another conference last night talking about the immigration issue. And no, he didn't respond directly to Selena Gomez, but he did talk about it.
We also have many violent criminals in our country, however, that did not necessarily come here illegally, but have been arrested 30 times, 35 times, 41, 42 times in a couple of cases, 25 times, 18 times, many for murder and other heinous charges such as pushing people into subways.
Yeah, I think that was it. I really think the backlash for her was it. They realized that this is not going well. This probably isn't. And look, celebrity, like I said, I'm not here to make fun of Selena Gomez in her moment of emotional turmoil, which it obviously was. That's neither here nor there, and what good would it do? But the takeaway is, if you delete that video, somebody got to you and said, hey, you're kind of living in a bubble here, and you don't realize how the American people, a lot of your fans, really feel. And I know she got the support, but I would bet you a shocking, to them, to her team, a shocking number of people said, hey, wait a minute, I haven't seen yet families being deported and babies being ripped away from their moms. I see criminals with their career criminal records being posted online. Those are the ones that are being deported so far. And people aren't afraid to talk about it anymore. It's another amazing thing that happened yesterday. Another thing that flows. I love when the topics flow together. More water to talk about. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, everybody was laughing about this, including me. The whole concept of, well, I'll let Trump describe it.
To be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name.
Full disclosure, and I think you remember me talking about this at the time too, I thought for sure this was just one of those Trumpian things, you know what I mean, trying to make... Now, there was one rumor online as well that the whole process, the whole idea behind this was call it the Gulf of America because the environmental laws about stopping drilling in the Gulf just say Gulf of Mexico. So if you call it Gulf of America, you can skirt around that. I don't think that was really true, but this sure is. Son of a biscuit. It's happening. All right, other countries aren't. Look, Mexico sure isn't going to call it the Gulf of America, like ever. And most world organizations won't. But guess what just happened yesterday? Whether you heard this about Google Maps. Google Maps. I probably use 5 times a week somewhere locally or across the, or to look something up, a location. Google Maps, which is fully ingrained in our culture now and will be for the next few decades, has agreed to call the former Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. When you've got a cultural change like that, because you will have now generations of kids who will get used to Google Maps or whatever technology they have, and the list right there in that body of water is going to be called the Gulf of America. Yeah, you've won. That's exactly what's happening. Here's the other thing that Google Maps is going to do. It's going back to Mount McKinley. Mount Denali, the name was changed from McKinley a few years ago. It is now, at Trump's not order but suggestion, being called Mount McKinley again. I didn't think this kind of stuff would happen. I thought this was just like fun talk at rallies. No, it's happening, all right. Sure enough, it's Gulf of Mexico. All right, speaking of Trump, this was another big thing that happened yesterday, and for this we go back to the LA fires. Sure enough, as one of those Trumpian things that he had promised would happen, within a week and a half, you'll see the water flowing in California again. And a lot of us who don't live there weren't fully aware of the issues that had happened. Most of the California residents had told us, and had told the media, anybody that would listen, the reservoirs, especially the ones that were supposed to protect Palisades, were empty. Why? Why is that? They also, for the past 2 seasons, had record rainfall in California. All of it washed out to the ocean. They didn't capture any of it to help with these fires. And by the way, yes, they are a ocean state bordering the Pacific Ocean. Water shouldn't be a problem for the state of California. So a lot of us didn't really understand that, but Californians had told you that the natural resources and the people running that, debris removal, fire mitigation, water retention, cutting staff and salary from fire departments throughout the state, that was an actual thing happening. We started to understand that. Now we get a full understanding of this. Look what Trump posted last night on Truth Social. The United States military just entered the great state of California, and under emergency powers, and this is all in capitals, turned on the water, flowing abundantly from the Pacific Northwest and beyond. And then he goes on to say, the days of putting fake environmental argument over the people are over. Enjoy the water, California. I don't understand all of the issues on this, but if you're telling me, if the reality is that now they will have enough water to update and maintain their resources in case, God forbid, something like this happens again, you're telling me that could have been done before? That you could have just done something years before, as the people in California had clamored for? Wow. Boy, is that something. That's unbelievable. This might be one of the most impactful things for this country in the longest time, is to realize the extreme environmental policies. Like, I had seen that hashtag. Trump had put that out there too. People over fish. Because apparently there was an environmental policy to protect a certain breed, kind, species of fish out there. Why they released a lot of that water into the ocean. I don't know all the details, but a lot of people had said that and claimed that now for years. If that's the case where they could have had the water this whole time, holy God, is that going to open up a lot of eyes, including my eyes, about environmental policies and how damaging they can be, if not directed and maintained properly. Oh, boy. But there's great news out of California. Listen to this story. And I'm telling you, like I said in the intro, even if you've got a jaded, hardened heart, pessimistic mind and soul like I do after following all of these news stories for so many decades, even this one got to me. But it's awesome, and it's real. Not a lot of video from this thing. It's not too exciting there because it's just ashes of a couple that lost their home. But this is a case of literal love from the ashes. They got back, and let's face it, this is still happening now. A lot of people waiting weeks, and then when they get in line, they have to wait hours in a car just to get back to their homes to try to sift through debris. That thing is still happening. Well, this one couple in Pacific Palisades got there, and they were able to sift through all of their stuff. Listen to what the guy in the relationship finds here and the story he turned this into. touches even my heart.
We're digging around where my desk is, where you can see the desk frame, and then you pick it up and you pick up the thing, and there's a little diamond, and I was on my knees and I was like, "Hey, will you marry me?" and I'm in complete PPE, zipped up with the white hood and everything.
I'm crying.
Yeah, she's crying. We're really hoping that Los Angeles can support Altadena in its rebuild efforts for the next couple of years, and that we're able to return.
Oh my God. Way to go, dude. First of all, what a miracle they found the little diamond in the ashes in what was their house and their property. Turns around and says, "Will you marry me?" I mean, come on. Come on. I'm not a love story kind of guy, but even that has got to you. And what an example, right? Even that. Love survived that. And those people out there, they'll survive this catastrophe. Strength of the human spirit, baby. That's got to put you in a good mood, right? Has to. All right. Good for them. Thanks for finding me. That's all I got for you. More coming up tomorrow, which will be midweek. Wicked Radio audio podcast, wherever you get those. That would be on Spotify and iHeart and Apple Tunes and whatever. Just look for Wicked Radio with Bill Adams and you'll find it. Also, the Facebook version of this, which replays as well, is called Wicked Wisdom with Bill Adams because they wouldn't let me call it Wicked Radio. Zuckerberg may be getting better, but he's still a pain in the butt. So that's what happens there, and a replay on X here as always. So who knows what we'll have to talk about tomorrow. I doubt the stories will flow as nicely as they did today, but hey, whatever. Can't ask for everything. Takeaway? Man, I guess it's this. If you don't agree with what the celebrities are telling you, you can push back on them too, like Selena Gomez, I guess. The takeaway, as always, every single day is don't take any crap from anybody. Have a wicked awesome Tuesday. With all that said, we'll talk to you tomorrow.